Welcome to week 12. So you'll notice this week we are following the same structure that we did last week. We're going to have an activity and then you're just going to be working more on your personal site, which again is going to be your final. So pay close attention to the feedback that you are getting on it. Okay, so starting out, you have an optional discussion board, same as every week. You can participate if you would like to. You don't have to if you don't want to. You also do have a required discussion board. So the optional discussion board might not be as relevant this week, or it might be relevant for questions that you have that are not related to this discussion board. So totally up to you. I'm going to go into each assignment, not in the order that they are in here, so bear with me. So one of your activities this week is the LDS Online Responsibilities activity. So what you're going to do is read this talk by Elder Ballard, Sharing the Gospel Using the Internet, and there's a link to it right here. And then after you read it, you are going to think about the question, what are responsibilities as Latter-day Saints in regards to sharing the gospel through the internet? And so it also says, feel free to post your thoughts in the weekly discussion board. You can use the required discussion board. However, we are in groups for the required discussion board. So I actually think the optional discussion board might be a better fit for that because we can have a wider overall class discussion about it. And then once you consider that, you can come to this quiz right here and report that you have done this. Okay. So again, posting on the discussion board about this is not required, but I think it would be a great thing to have a conversation with as a class, or a conversation about as a class. Okay, so here's your required discussion board. Again, like I said, you guys are in groups, so you're in 4 different groups, and you guys are going to be, the first requirement is to post your website link for your personal site, and then you also are required to respond to at least one classmate. I would encourage you to respond to more classmates because, again, guys, this is your final, so, be kind to your classmates, give them lots of feedback. Hopefully you get lots of feedback so that you guys can make more and more improvements and, again, do really well in your final. Okay, so what are you looking for when you're looking at people's sites? So they should be linking to their homepage. So you're going to look at their homepage, and on their homepage there should be a link to their site plan. So you're going to want to pull up their site plan so you can compare it to their homepage and look, are they using the right colors? Are they using the right fonts? Is the page layout the same as their wireframes? And then also, just, is it visually appealing? Can you read the text? Does it look too crammed? Is there adequate space? Are things lining up? What else? Does the site look dated? Does it look modern? So, consider that and give your fellow peers good feedback. Because again, this is the final, and visually appealing is one of the things that I'm going to be grading on. So, don't be afraid to tell your peers if something doesn't look great, so that they can do better. Of course, with that, be respectful with your feedback, be kind, give constructive feedback. Don't just say, hey, that looks ugly. You could say, hey, something isn't looking quite right there. It feels a little unbalanced. Maybe you could try this, or you don't have to give a suggestion, but just be kind with your feedback and considerate to your peers' feelings. Okay, the next activity is a media card component. So you're going to be building a component that looks like this. I do have a few videos on it. So I have an overall full code with me video, and then I also have a shorter one that tells you exactly what I'm looking for. So I recommend at least watching that one because I am looking for you guys to pay close attention to detail. If you look at the overall week, what it's called, it says paying attention to detail. So I am going to be looking for, are the corners rounded? Does the button look like this? Is the timestamp smaller than the paragraph text? Okay, so again, go ahead and watch that video so you can see what exactly it is that I'm looking for, because I really would like to give you guys a good grade on this, but you have to meet the expectations. And then lastly, just the last thing is, again, just like I mentioned, working on your personal site. So last week you finished up the home page, and today you're going to be finishing up one of your child pages. So, open your file, create the grid, so align everything. Again, just make sure that it looks like your wireframe, and then, spacing and alignment, make sure things aren't too cramped, that things feel like they're spaced correctly, that things are lining up how they should, and then make sure everything is linked together, because in the navigation, I should be able to navigate to your different pages. And then once you publish it, validate your HTML and CSS. I have been getting a few questions about the site plan CSS not validating. I'm not expecting the site plan CSS to validate. So don't worry about that. I am expecting the CSS that you write for your personal site to validate though. So make sure that that's validated, and then look at specifically, here's what I am looking for when I'm grading. So anyway, I am looking forward to seeing the progress on your personal sites. You guys are doing awesome. Have a great week.